Have you seen the signs? Something big is coming. Are you ready? Hey guys, it's Jara with Wicked Prepared. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I've got another prepper pantry haul for you. When it comes to preparedness, I think some people have started to get a little bit complacent over a period of time, and that's not a good place for us to be. It's good for our enemies and our adversaries, but it's not good for us. I'm sure you've noticed things that have been happening that might not seem concerning taken on their own, but when you look at the big picture, it's very concerning. Cell phone outages, social media outages, outages of medical systems, government systems. Many believe this is a precursor to bigger and broader things to come. Can we live without social media? Sure we can. Can we live without cell phones? Sure we can. But if this is foreshadowing something larger on the horizon, we need to think long and hard about how many of the things we depend on the grid and the information network. Things like our utilities, our infrastructure, and our supply chain, and how easily those things can crumble. We've heard some concerning reports from sources that we have multiple sources, people who are seeing things from the inside, things that most of us don't get to see and certainly aren't going to hear about in the mainstream media. If you've had this nagging feeling that something big is happening, you're right. They're getting ready for something big to happen, and that means we need to do the same. A million times over, I would rather be prepared and have nothing happen than have something happen and be unprepared. So we continue to add to our preps and fine-tune our plans. Chime in down below with your thoughts on everything that's been happening and what you're doing to make sure that you're ready for anything. Now let's see what we added to our preps and our prepper pantry this week. All right, I'm going to start right over here. I've got some food items from Amazon. I've got these wide lo mein noodles. This is another 12 pack. We've been going through a lot of these. This new recipe that we started making that uses these noodles, we like it a lot. Like, we've been making it practically every week, and it uses 2 packages of noodles each time because these are 7 or 8 ounce packages. So we've been going through quite a few of those. So I grabbed some more of those, and then I got some freeze-dried ginger. So this is not like powdered ginger. When it's freeze-dried, that usually keeps it a lot more like fresh. You know how it's a lot different to use fresh ginger than powdered ginger. So this is going to be for certain like Asian dishes. If I do meals in a jar, I love to use fresh ginger in certain things. So, and that smells really good, just like fresh ginger. And then back here I've got, I had never even heard of this until I was looking at some recipes the other day. And I was looking at recipes for fried rice, and they said that dark soy sauce was best for fried rice. And that would kind of explain why it gets that really dark color. And they also mentioned mushroom flavored dark soy sauce. And I love mushrooms and mushroom flavored anything. So I decided to try the mushroom flavored dark soy sauce. This is a pretty big jug, but this will last a really long time. I mean, we go through quite a bit of soy sauce, and I buy it in bulk, and it never goes bad. And here is some egg yolk powder. I'm not really sure what happened to this canister. This came from Amazon. It doesn't look like it really got squished as much as it looks like it kind of imploded, but it still seems to be sealed all the way around in here. So I'm thinking it's going to be fine. I really should repackage this anyways. This is egg yolk powder. Now I use a lot of scrambled egg mix, which is basically like whole eggs that I use in a lot of recipes and a lot of cooking. This is just the egg yolks, and I bought this for certain things, like maybe trying to make a hollandaise sauce mix. I was doing a pudding mix and looking at recipes and realizing how having some egg yolk in the pudding makes it a lot richer. I didn't get this in time to put it in my pudding, but I'm going to try playing with that. So this I got really for some experiments, but hopefully if things turn out well, you'll see some new meal in a jar and mixes and stuff coming soon. And you can see on the ingredients that this is just egg yolk. So there's not preservatives and chemicals or anything like that. You really got to be careful with brands of different egg powders, because I've looked at a lot of them and they can really vary a lot. Next, I've got a seed collection. It's a whole collection of medicinal herb seeds. There's 36 packets in here. This comes as a collection, and this is all kind of sealed up for you to have like a seed vault. But I don't really like to keep things just around. Seeds don't last forever. So personally, I like to use them and just keep buying new ones and make sure I always have some extras, you know, an extra set that we have that we keep as a backup and then use it and buy another set. So medicinal herbs and growing them and using them is something that I am trying to get a lot more involved in. We do have some that grow naturally on our property, but I'd like to start adding some more to our garden than what we have already. So I got this collection. They are heirlooms, non-hybrid, 36 varieties. I'm excited to try this. And then of course back here I've got a few cases of canning jars. We go through a lot of canning jars and I always like to have a lot of extras because you just never know when you're going to need them for food preservation. I mean, they're great for storing your dry goods. They're a very airtight, solution for a lot of foods. But also you never know if we get into an extended power outage, it might come down to either you're going to be canning the food from your freezer. If you have a lot of food stocked up in your freezer, it could come down to you're going to can it or you're going to lose it. Most of it. So I like to keep plenty of canning jars on hand. So I got a case of wide mouth quart, and this is 2 cases of the quarter pints. These are cute little jars. They're good for certain things. I use them for certain things, but this was just the sizes I needed right now. And then I've got a couple bags of these Anthony's brand back here. I've started buying more of this stuff. I've heard good things about it. I've got a Vital Wheat gluten. This is a really big bag. So this is going to last quite a while. This is an ingredient for bread making that kind of can improve the texture of your bread. And then this psyllium husk powder is like a thickening agent. It's got a lot of fiber. It can be used for a lot of different recipes. And then right here, this set, I think this is so pretty, but I was looking for some pinch bowls because pinch bowls, they're flexible. So you can pinch them. I guess that's why they are called pinch bowls. So you might put ingredients in these when you're getting ready to cook if you need to have things set out ahead of time, like seasonings. And then you can just kind of pinch so you can get it right into your bowl. Or I actually got these probably more for meals in a jar because sometimes I might be combining some ingredients separately. Or the other day when I was making my strawberry vanilla crepes meal in a jar, I was combining some ingredients with my pantry chic and then either putting them in the jar or putting them into a separate baggie that went into the jar. So these bowls, I'm hoping I can use them to gather my ingredients and then easily pour them into something like a baggie or a jar. They do have markings on the inside, which is really nice. The only thing I'm not sure about is because they are silicone, that has kind of that sticky feel to it. So I'm afraid if powdered ingredients might stick to it a little bit. So I'm going to have to try them and see how they work. And next I've got nuts. We keep a lot of nuts on hand. Nuts are something you can't really stock up on years and years worth of because they're not going to last years and years. They're probably going to go rancid unless you keep them in the freezer, which I try not to rely on my freezer for anything because like I mentioned before, if the power goes down, if the grid goes down for an extended period, then you're SOL. Also the fact that I never have space for something like this in my freezer. But we do eat nuts regularly, especially me. I eat lots of nuts. So we move through them pretty quickly so I can have, 6 months worth at least on my shelves and they won't go bad too much. This is probably the worst example because these are macadamia nuts and in my experience, these go rancid absolutely the fastest of any nuts. Hence why this is a smaller bag. It's a 2-pound bag, but I like to snack on these. These are a good nut for keto. I like the taste of them, but I can also use them in baking and cookies and things like that. So we like to keep plenty of these on hand. And then we've got hazelnuts. I love to snack on these. These are one of my favorite nuts, so I keep quite a bit of these on hand. And then this one back here is Brazil nuts. These are probably my favorite nut ever. I love to snack on these. I don't use them in much baking or cooking except for maybe like popcorn nut clusters at the holidays, but I do snack on these. And nuts are really great to have in your prepper pantry because they are a really concentrated source of calories because they're high in fat, but it's healthy fats and they also have protein and lots of different minerals. They're really a great food to include. And then another bag of Anthony's. This is coconut flour. This is for keto type of baking, keto type of recipes, low carb, things like that. So that's why I got this one. I am working on putting together a video on food storage for people who have to eat keto, low carb, things like that. Prepper pantry items to have for that. I'm putting together some keto type of meal in a jar recipes and things like that. So I'm going to have a lot of these items on hand. And next I've got my Thrive Life order that I got this month. These are all items that are on sale because I do tend to shop from the sales first. unless there's something that I really need that I wasn't able to get on sale. So I got a few cases of things. The strawberries I got actually 2 cases of these. This is only showing 1 case. These are family cans, so these are gallon-sized cans. And a case of family cans is 6. And I got 2 cases of these strawberries because they're on a really good sale right now. They're 40% off. My kids love these. They can go through a ton of these. Right now, because they're on such a good sale, these are cheaper than August Farms, which is basically the same as getting the premium brand for less than you would pay for the generic brand. I love it when that happens. The quality is just much, much higher. And I like using them in meal in a jar recipes for desserts and for breakfast and things like that. I just did my strawberry vanilla crepes. Those were so delicious. I will link that video down below so you can check that out. And of course, I used strawberries. I always make sure to keep things like this on hand in my prepper pantry because this is something that we would want if we weren't able to get to the grocery store. We do grow some strawberries, but we're in Maine, so it's only a certain time of year that we can get strawberries. And I don't want to rely on that in case something was to happen to our garden or our crop or anything like that. And I do have a freeze dryer, but honestly, the last time strawberries were on sale like this, I didn't do the math this time, but last time I went to the store, I bought a package of strawberries. I sliced them, cleaned them, sliced them up like they are in the jar, in the can, and I measured how much I got, like how many cups, and I compared it to what was in a can, and I really couldn't have even freeze dried them myself for the sale price. And that's not even including things like my time and the electricity to run the freeze dryer, the jars to package them up in, and everything like that. So sometimes it's about shopping smart. If you can get a really good deal on something, sometimes it's better. And the strawberries that we're getting in the store here in Maine in March are not really that great. I know the strawberries in these cans are always going to be really good. And like I mentioned, I did get 2 cases of the strawberries. I put 1 case up there and then I realized I was going to run out of room. So I just put 1 case up. And then these red bell peppers, I also got a case, but I only put 1 can up here. I use these in a lot of recipes. They're so nutritious. They add a lot of good nutrition and color to meals in a jar or just everyday recipes if I don't have peppers on hand. And this is one of the items where they're actually discontinuing this large size can, and they're only going to have the smaller size. So to me, that is equivalent to a price hike because they're obviously cheaper in the bulk, large size cans. So I'm trying to get as many as I can while I still can. So this month, while they're on sale, I grabbed a case because they will last 25 years. They have a 25-year shelf life as long as they're sealed. So I don't have to worry about, them going bad before I can use them. Not at all. A thing of chicken slices. I just got a can of these. These are on sale, and this is absolutely my favorite chicken. It's so delicious. We love this chicken. When I made my strawberry vanilla crepes, I also made a savory filling option. So I did a creamy chicken and spinach filling that was really good, and I used this chicken. And then I did grab scrambled egg powder. Like I mentioned, I use a ton of scrambled egg powder. This is my favorite brand, comparing the quality, comparing the ingredients, and how it tastes as cooked up as scrambled eggs. Because a lot of brands will work fine in recipes, but if you actually try to scramble them and eat them, not so much. So I would rather just store one type that can do it all. And so for me, that's what this is. Now we do have our link down in the description box. If you're interested in purchasing, definitely use the link to make sure you're connected to us. If you want to know what's on sale and when a big sale comes up or when they put out a coupon code or a flash sale, you can text my text number, text sale to this number at the bottom of your screen, and I will send you a text whenever there's a big deal like that. I do have one more order coming. I also ordered a monthly specials pack, which means a small can, which this is the size of the small can. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it's like a quart size versus a gallon size. So it's 1 small can of every item that's on sale that month at an extra discount. And I've been collecting those. I used to always purchase in the larger cans, but what I found is sometimes it's nice to have a small can on hand if I just want to throw it into like maybe a week's worth of meals box that I'm packing up or take it camping, something like that. And as long as you're using delivery, if you order from Thrive Life, always make sure you use delivery because you get an automatic extra 15% off of every price. You get the sale prices, you can get free shipping, and the free shipping is over $99. So as long as your orders are both over $99, it really doesn't cost you any extra to place multiple orders. So I don't really worry about it too much. And next I've found these meals. This is something new that I found that I'm super excited about. I talked about eating keto and low carb. So this brand, Next Mile Meals, they make keto backpacking meals. So these are like the just add water, add boiling water, single serve backpacking meals. And these are great for preparedness because they're completely freeze dried, so they're going to have a long shelf life. All you have to have is boiling water to make a meal, and they're ultra light because they are freeze dried. And so you can throw them into your bug out bag. You can keep some in your vehicle if you want to have emergency meals in there. If you're a single person and you want to have single serve items in your house in your 72-hour kit, something like that, meals like this are great. So if you are avoiding carbs, these are great. They've got all these different varieties: Italian style beef marinara, Cajun style jambalaya, beef tacos, sausage scramble, that's a breakfast one. Another breakfast one is steak omelet. That sounds amazing. Chicken and broccoli casserole, buffalo style chicken, coconut chicken curry, deli style roast beef. This one's kind of neat because it's just the beef and some little bits of veggies for seasonings, and then it comes with a mayonnaise packet and a mustard packet. So the idea with that one is that you could pack your own or have your own low carb tortillas or some sort of wrap like that, or you could just eat it plain out of the package. Or if you're not someone who has to eat low carb, you could throw it on bread. The good thing with all these meals is that if you don't have to avoid carbs, you could add them to some pasta or some rice and stretch them a lot further. Because these meals are about the same price as a lot of the other meals that we get. We get meals from Thrive Life, we get meals from Peak Refuel, you know, all the good ones. And these are roughly the same price per meal, but the difference is that the other meals are usually 2 or 3 servings, and these are only 1 serving. But the big thing is that they are cutting out all the cheap fillers. A regular meal is going to include something like pasta or rice or potato, those carb heavy things that are actually a lot cheaper for them to include. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if you're not on a low carb diet. Those are going to bulk up your meal. They're going to give you more energy, more calories. But if you have to eat low carb for some reason, then these are going to be great. The last one I have back there is another coconut chicken curry, because honestly I thought it was kind of strange. They had a value pack that had one of every meal that they have. I believe this is all the meals they have. But the value pack was just under the threshold to get free shipping. So I had to throw one more meal in order to qualify for free shipping. And you know I hate to pay shipping. I would always rather get more product than have to pay shipping. So I just grabbed an extra coconut chicken curry because that sounds like it might be my favorite. And next I've got this Ozark Trail. This is a portable toilet. It's not just the toilet seat. We do have a snap-on toilet seat that snaps onto a 5-gallon pail. We have a 5-gallon pail toilet kit. So this was on clearance at Walmart. I ended up getting it for $25 down from $40. And $25 still isn't really that cheap. And like I said, we do have a bucket toilet kit. I will put a link to the video on that down in the description in case you're interested. So I grabbed this because it was the only one they had, and I thought I might return it because I had kind of wanted something like this, a portable toilet, to keep in my vehicle. Because honestly, like you see, especially during like winter storms and stuff like that, people get stuck on the highway and stranded for a day or two sometimes. And obviously people need to go to the bathroom. Now, if I was stranded on a back road in the woods, like I don't need a toilet. I grew up in the woods. I know how to take care of things. But if you're stranded on the highway with all kinds of people around, you might want to have a little bit of civility, privacy, have, you know, a tarp or a poncho of some sort that you can use with something like this, that you could even use right in your vehicle, depending on what type of vehicle you have. This one is not particularly compact, so I wasn't sure about keeping it. But then Mr. Wicked Prepared reminded me that we do have our bug out van. So this could definitely go in the bug out van if we don't end up using it in one of our vehicles or the house. So I kept it. I have found some really great deals over the last year really, in the Walmart clearance from the camping and outdoor recreation kind of area, which has a lot of great items for prepping. So I got this food jar. This was marked down to $16 from $25. And this is insulated, so it's kind of like a thermos, but it's big for food. So this can be really great if you have like a power outage and it's cold and you cook some food. If you have any leftovers and you want to keep it hot, because you're not going to have a microwave to warm it back up. Or say you have multiple items for a meal. For an emergency meal, of course, it's best to have a 1-dish meal, so you're cooking one thing. But if, say, you wanted to heat up a little canned veggie to go alongside something, you could put your entree in here and keep it hot while you heated your side dish, anything like that. And then I found these Coast flashlights. This is a really good brand of flashlight. I was really excited about this. I found small ones and big ones. I got, I think, 4 of the small ones. I did get 3 of the big ones. I only put 1 up here, but I was just running out of room. But these, the small ones are 435 lumens, $7 down from 15, so less than half price. I thought that was pretty good. I don't know if you can tell, but they are super duper bright. Really super bright. It's hard to tell because I don't have it dark in here. This says stormproof, and this does have batteries. It obviously comes with batteries because you can turn it on, but this one actually has an option to upgrade to a rechargeable battery. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this. I haven't even checked to see if this is still a valid offer because this was on clearance, but if you like rechargeable batteries, it's a good option to have, or you could just get your own rechargeable batteries to put in the flashlights. Okay, a few other good deals that I grabbed. These Colgate toothpaste, I had got 3 packs and I only see 2 here, but this is because these were #1 on clearance and there was an Ibotta rebate for these for $5 off 3. So some of the packs were $3 for 2 toothpaste and some were $4 for 2 toothpaste. And then I got $5 off of 3. So it ended up being a pretty good deal. It wasn't free. I've certainly gotten free toothpaste before, but we like to keep stocked up on things. So I grabbed them when I saw the deal. This right here, this is this Lumi. This is a brand of deodorant and they have body wash, and I've kind of been wanting to try them and I haven't. So I find this is the body wash, acidified body wash. So it's supposed to like make you smell good like a lot longer than your typical deodorant and body wash. This is aluminum free. I don't think body wash usually has aluminum, but the deodorant. But this is a little sample pack. I think it's all the scents that they have. So I figured where we're traveling a lot lately, I can use these for travel and be able to try them all out and see how I like them without committing to a really big purchase. Then if I like them, I'll add some more. But a couple more things I got. This Slippery Elm lozenges. This is from Amazon. Slippery Elm is really good for like your mucous membranes. This is for your throat because they're lozenges. You can also get this in like capsules and stuff, which obviously they'd be bypassing your throat in that case. So they would be good for your digestive system. They're really good for your stomach and all your intestines and things like that. But the throat lozenges we got for our throat, and we opened them up to try one, and they actually aren't that bad because we were kind of worried about that. And then this was just another clearance item. I was actually kind of excited to find this. It's pet medication, and we do have, of course, 5 dogs. So, and we have 5 cats too. So, no, 6. Okay. And we do have 6 dogs, 5 or 6 cats. We have a lot of animals. So to find something like this, I was pretty excited about, because you definitely have to prep for your pets. You need to make sure that you have food for them as well as yourself, and medical supplies, first aid supplies, not just for emergencies, but for any little everyday thing that could happen. So to find this for $2, marked down from $6.50, I was pretty excited. And everything else we've got here is pretty much a whole bunch of body wash and shampoo and conditioner. I've got a whole bunch of it here, and I don't even think I got it all put up on the island, but yes, these are sort of cheap brands, but they are things that we use. We do use this cheap body wash. I would never recommend going out and stocking up on something really cheap that you wouldn't typically use in your everyday life, because if you're just buying it only for emergencies, then it may end up going to waste. We stock up on things that we will use every day, and we rotate through them, just like with food. So these are things that we would use. All these body washes, you want to make sure if there is a long-term emergency, you're going to be able to keep yourself clean, and you're going to be able to keep yourself hygienic and all of that. But not only for a long-term SHTF type of situation, but think about supply chain issues. That is something we have absolutely seen, how much just a tiny blip in the radar can really affect our supply chain. And we are seeing a lot of blips coming up, and we're seeing them more often. So we need to be prepared just in case we aren't able to get things from the store for any period of time. So I want to have basic items to keep us clean and sanitary and all of that. So body washes, shampoo. A lot of the shampoos I got here are clarifying shampoos. That's really good because it strips out all the oils and dirtiness from your hair. So if you're not able to shower very often or clean yourself very often because you don't have, running hot water, they will help. It's also really good if there should be any kind of nuclear emergency and you might have some fallout or something like that that you have to wash off yourself very quickly. You don't want moisturizing items. You don't want moisturizing soaps, body washes, conditioner, things like that. So that's the reasoning behind all of these sort of hygiene products. And this is just kind of a big restock. Really what we should always be doing is replacing things as we're using them. And then once you've got your supply built up, you don't need to have a big restock. But I will buy a whole bunch of this stuff when it goes on clearance. I will buy bags and bags and bags full. And then I have got my shelves all full and I feel like I'm never going to need it again for the rest of my life, but it goes a little bit faster than that. So I have a hard time paying full price for it when I just got a bunch on clearance. So I will not buy it for a while. So then I end up needing to do a big restock. And that's a bad habit. And I know I need to get out of it. Okay, guys, that's everything we've added to our preps and our prepper pantry this week. We hope that you are doing the same. And if you are, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to let us know and let YouTube know to share our videos out with more people. Because the more people who become prepared, the better off we all are going to be. Unprepared people become desperate people, and desperate people are dangerous. If you want to get the best 25-year long-term food onto your shelves, don't forget to text me so I can help you do that. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave me an emoji for the weather that you're having today down in the comments. And check out this video next for some tips on building an emergency food storage from scratch. I'm Jara with Wicked Prepared. Survive today, thrive tomorrow. We'll see you next time.